This is the 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum. Is it the ultimate mid-size two-row crossover SUV? That's a mouthful, isn't it? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Or Nissan in Shreveport, Louisiana to go over the particulars on this fully redesigned Murano. If you want to know more and maybe come in and buy this model, check out the link down in the description of the video. We're going to have full LED lighting here on the front end. LED cube headlights right here. Also our LED daytime running lights. That's going to be here. And you'll notice the consistency with the look with our grille right here, how that flows between the two, or the two flow between each other. There's our updated Nissan badge that I think a lot of you have seen by now. You'll also have your front camera right there as well. This model is all-wheel drive and it's going to have the 21-inch wheels. Tell me what you think about that. Do you like that design? And just so you can see everything in action, I'm going to hit the button right there, and there you go. Not only do you see the turn signal indicators built in, but the power folding action as well. We'll have our passive entry button right here on the door handle. That's going to allow you to come up and lock and unlock the vehicle from the driver and passenger front doors. I would like to see that on the back doors. It just seems appropriate that if it's on the front, it should also be on the back. And we'll have a panoramic sunroof up there, the shark fin antenna, and the rear roof spoiler here finishing things off. The clean look back here because of the lack of the exposed rear window wiper. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a wiper up here in this area. Kind of hard to give you that angle. And we finish things off here with the LED tail light. Now, I would like to get into a darker atmosphere later on. I don't know for sure that I'll be able to do it, but I'd love to show you how the taillight runs all the way across, with the exception of the brake from the logo right there. But I think that works really well. As I mentioned, this is an all-wheel drive model. There's your Murano logo. And to make things nice and easy, you can kick your foot under the bumper right there, just like that, and the tailgate will open. Now, I want to show you a little trick here. You notice how low that is? That's very easy to deal with if you're not already aware of this. I'm just going to push that up to its maximum height. Then I'm going to come right here and hold that button down and listen for the beeps. Now you're listening for those two beeps. I'm going to close that, and when I open it back up, you're going to find out that it opens up to where I just set it. It's that easy to do, no matter what it is you're trying to do. If you want to change the height because it's too high or too low, that is how easy it is to take care of that. Under the hood is the 2-liter dual overhead cam turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 241 horsepower and 260 pounds-feet of torque, and it's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Go over here to the window sticker and we'll take a look. First of all, just to show you some things here. I know a lot of people like to see the window sticker, so there that is. You can see all of that. There is your sticker price, as you can see. Tell me what you think about that. This model does have a lot of features, but how about our MPGs? We're looking at 21 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. If you're curious about the gas tank size, this is 18.7 gallons. We'll take advantage of the bright Louisiana sunshine to show you the remote. You're gonna have a remote start, lock, unlock. You can open and close the power tailgate with that button, and also the panic button if you happen to need it. A nice compact remote. If there was anything that I could say could be improved upon here, it would be towing capacity. And while I don't think the majority of Murano owners are going to be too concerned about it, it does only tow 1,500 pounds. Tell me what you think about that. As far as your interior space goes with your cargo space, you do have the removable cargo cover right here. So if you don't want that there, you can remove that. You're looking at 32.9 to 63.5 cubic feet worth of cargo space. If you want to maximize that, you can do it from right here with the release. That allows that seat to fold down, as I just showed you. There's also a release right there on top of the seat, so it can also be done from inside of the door right there. I'll go ahead and pull that down as well and let you see how everything looks when it's maximized. The thing I like here is that it does have a pretty much completely flat. It looks like it has maybe just a tiny bit of an incline to it, but not enough to really hurt anything. There's going to be a little bit of space behind each fender well, which is always nice to have for additional cargo space for the little items. And you also have the dual lighting back here, your cargo lighting. Again, one of those nice benefits And right here, let's see if we can get that up. There's one of the hangers if you want to take advantage of that. A few of those back here as well. And if you're in the need of some kind of connectivity, you do have the option of the 12-volt power outlet. Let's talk about what your second row passengers are going to find. The privacy shades are here on both doors. Plenty of room with the armrest right here, and we have a nice sized door bin right here. There's the button to open and close the window. The pattern on the seats is nice. These don't recline, but they do have a little bit of recline built into them, so that does help out where that is concerned. Go ahead and hop on inside here. There is the panoramic sunroof. There is a power shade that can be drawn forward and back as needed. That front portion tilts and slides open. We'll pull down the armrest right here. I do wish there was something, as you can see, I would like to have something to grab onto to pull that out. Just a little bit hard to get my fingers under there, but not that big of a deal. Just something to know about. Cup holders right here, a little bit of storage space, but it definitely does the job. We're gonna find a seat pocket on the rear of the passenger side and dual air conditioning vents here in the rear, as well as our USB connectivity and heated outboard seats. If you're cross-shopping the Honda Passport, here is one thing that you can't do with the 2026 Honda Passport, which is raise and lower the height of the passenger seat. Obviously, you can adjust everything else as well. You have lumbar support, and this button allows for the use of the massage seats for the driver, and then the passenger side has that as well. Quite a bit going on here. Also, I like the use of the space with the pass-through right here. Just a little bit more of a convenience space, I would call it, where whatever you can fit will fit in there nicely. We also have the glove box right here with plenty of space within. I know some of you skip around in the video looking for specific things, so you might not have seen the section where I showed the window sticker earlier and gave the price. It's $53,225. Let's see what else you get for that price beyond what I've already shown you. You're going to have seat memory here on the driver's side. Just as I say in a lot of my videos, if it's on the driver's side, I think it should also be on the passenger side. Maybe the day will come when we see that. Maybe it'll be a standard feature one day across all trim levels with a lot more vehicles. So we're going to have our controls here for a lock and unlock, controlling the position of your side view mirrors. You can push that button right there and fold those mirrors in or unfold them, and then lock and unlock for your windows and control the windows right there. I think you know what all is up here. You do have a power adjustable steering wheel. It's tilt and telescopically adjustable. Everything for your cruise control is right here, and depending on which screen of your two 12.3-inch screens you want to control, depending on what's illuminated down here, will determine what you can do. And you can see that right now I can control this screen, or we can go over here, and then that brings me to the driver's display. So some nice options there where all of that is concerned. Depending on what I want to do and what I want to control, I can do that. I can also arrow through quite a few things as far as my different features and functions go. What I like to say is you can use the hunt and peck method here. It's very easy to do. This is not a difficult system to learn as far as the technology goes, but I do like the way it looks. Obviously, you have quite a bit going on here. Beyond that, we're going to have our shifter paddles, controls for the front and rear window wipers, and everything over here for your lights here, exterior lights, headlights and taillights. You can leave that on auto if you want to, or whatever you want to do with that. And if you keep your turn signal indicator fluid reservoir full, it's right next to the windshield washer reservoir fluid. In case you wondered, you can use your turn signals that way. For those of you who might not know about that, don't go actually looking for that, because somebody might try to fill it up and fill the wrong thing up. Wouldn't that be funny? Or go to the auto parts store and ask for blinker fluid. I wish I would be there if that happened. The 12.3-inch touch screen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, depending on what you want to use. That's easy to deal with. You can pair your phone. You can do all those great things. And as you can see already, you have your built-in maps. A lot of people like to know about that. Depending on what you need to do, you can use that, or you can use whatever is on your phone and make that nice and simple. Right down here, it says camera. It should honestly say cameras, plural. Why? Because you have so many different views on and around this Murano, as you can see. So we're going to go right here. There's your forward-facing camera. We're going to give you a couple different views here, depending on what you need to see. I really like the way that looks. There's a lot of things going on here that just make it so nice and convenient. You can go all the way around from a multitude of angles depending on where you need to see, or we can go all 360 and just do a quick little surround view and see what's around our Murano, depending on what's going on. If we think we're maybe a little too close to the vehicle next to us, or they park too close to us, whatever the case is, it's easy to deal with. Also, all of your different icons here as far as your different options go. You got your Play Store, Google Assistant, got maps right there. And again, you can scroll through here and see what is here. Just select whatever you need. You can go to all settings right here and make quite a few changes, but I like the fact that as much as there is here, it's not an overload of information or technology. It's pretty easy to use when it comes to learning this technology for those who might be new to it. I know there's a few people out there who maybe haven't had this kind of technology before. Don't let it scare you off. With Nissan, it's not difficult to learn. Now, something that you probably don't need to hear much about, that's the control for your radio, turning that on and off and adjusting the volume. And something I wanted to show you right here that might be a little bit of a surprise, ambient lighting. That's right, it's here, and you can see the different areas where that works. Maybe not very easy to see right here on the screen, but you do have quite a few things going on as far as that goes. You can turn things on and off. You have front and rear, and then we have a few different options here as well. So you can see there's quite a few different colors to choose from. That shows up a little bit better. I don't think it's going to show up in the sun here, but as I said, I might have said this earlier in the video, but I am going to try to get into a darker atmosphere and hopefully show you what's going on with that. Here's everything with your dual zone climate control if you want to use that. By the way, up here, you can also do some things as far as that goes. You can see what you can do with your heated steering wheel and your heated seats. If you want to turn that on, you can do that right there. You can turn that on or off. They're also ventilated, so that's a good thing to know depending on what you need to do where that goes. And down here, everything else for your air conditioning. As you can see, you have dual zone climate control, a couple more USB options right there, as you can see, and your wireless charging pad. This is your shifter. Tell me what you think about that. A lot of people don't like the push button shifters, so I'm curious to see what your individual thoughts are. You also have your drive mode selector, or D mode. And just as we saw with the previous generation, you're going to have that come up with the D mode selector right there to let you know what you're doing, plus you have your driving modes. Kind of interesting to me, but you have standard, sport, and eco, depending on what you want to drive in. And down here, you can turn the auto stop start feature on and off. And how about our camera? It's kind of funny because it says camera right there, but there are cameras, plural, here. Quite a few different views, as you can see. So there's our front view camera. We have the overhead view. We can also go right here and take a look at a couple of different views beyond that. Obviously, you're going to have the view right here as well. And here's the cool thing about that. So we're looking from the rear. If we want to start to work our way around the vehicle, we can do that. We can go to any angle we want to right there, or you can select right here and it will do that for you and give you a quick 360-degree view to let you see what's going on around you. I like that. It works well. It's nice and clear. It does a good job. And we'll go into reverse, and there is your rear view camera, or the backup camera, as some people like to call it. A little bit of space right here on the left-hand side of the center console area. Your cup holders right there. And how about the space within the center console? There is quite a bit of space in there, I would say. And one more thing I didn't mention earlier in the video, you also have a sunglass holder. And one more thing on the driver's side door panel is the fact that you have a couple of settings for seat memory. I don't know how well you can see it, but if you're wondering if there is a head-up display here, the answer is yes. It is nice and bright. Hard to see, I think, on the camera, but from the driver's position here, if you were sitting here yourself, it's very easy to see. Obviously, that's adjustable. And here is what I promised you earlier in the video. I was going to try and do this, and we pulled it off. Here are the lights. The exterior lights will start here with the front end. And to keep from blinding anybody, I'm going to change the angle of the scene here just so I don't give you an eye full of LED headlights. But here are the LED daytime running lights. And how about the tail lights? As I mentioned, you pretty much have this light going continuously all the way across, with the exception of that little brake right there with the Nissan logo. It's too bad that doesn't light up. Maybe that's a little hint of something Nissan could do in the future. And how about the ambient lighting here in the interior? There is quite a bit here. You can adjust the brightness. You've got it on the doors right there. You also have it here on the center console, as you can see. Hopefully you can see everything from this angle. That's going to work its way over here to the driver's side door. And we also have some in the back seat area as well. Maybe not as plentiful as what we have in the front, but let's try this. I've noticed a lot of the time that blue tends to show up a lot better. Actually, that does show up better than the yellow that I had right there. But there are a lot of different colors depending on what you want to do. You can make changes to those, as you can see. I'm not going to go through every single one, but depending on your situation, you can set things up the way you want. I think that Nissan has done a pretty decent job here with the ambient lighting. All right, here we go on our test drive with the Nissan Murano. And I know something a lot of you are going to wonder about is how well does that 2-liter 4-cylinder perform? Now, be it that this is a brand new vehicle, I haven't really tried to put it through its paces too aggressively, but just easing into the pedal and getting up to speed, just like I'm doing right now. The speed limit on the road I'm merging onto is 60 miles per hour. No trouble getting there, just easing into the pedal, maybe getting to quarter throttle, so not a big deal. Ride quality is definitely good, and the seats seem to be comfortable. Now, as far as the massage seats go that you have here in the front seat for the driver and the passenger, believe it or not, you know you're getting a massage. It's not just a little bit. It's actually, I don't know if I should use the word aggressive because I don't want to make it sound like it's uncomfortable or too much, but it's enough to let you know that it's doing what it's supposed to do. And as you saw earlier in the video, there's different adjustments you can make where that is concerned. Easy to see out of. You do need to obviously set your mirror just right, depending on where your seat is, to see out of that back window because of its angle. But once I had that set correctly, it's not bad. That's something else that I know some people might wonder about, but ultimately not a big deal at all. Now let's cruise on down the road here a little bit and we'll listen. I'm going to let you hear what the road noise sounds like. Now keep in mind, that area we just drove through is really rough. So that's one reason I wanted to use that area to give you a little bit of a road noise test of sorts. I know some people say that you should use a decibel meter for that, but at the end of the day, that's just a number. You are going to have to make that choice yourself as to what is acceptable and what isn't. In my personal opinion, it's not bad. Just depends on what you're used to, what your situation is, maybe what you're coming out of or used to driving. But I think it does just fine where all of that is concerned. Technology here is very easy to learn, very easy to use, so you might be that person who's maybe new to this technology and wondering, well, I'm a little intimidated by that, Tom. Am I going to be happy? Am I going to enjoy it? I don't think you're going to have any trouble. It's actually fairly minimalistic, believe it or not, as far as the technology goes here. It's not an overload. So if you're that person that wants a newer vehicle, such as this Nissan, but you don't want tons of menus to deal with and different things like that, this is a good option for you. As I showed early on the screen, just have a few pages to scroll through right there and different apps to use, but I like that it's not too much of an overload. Overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. Being all-wheel drive is going to definitely give you some advantages. It seems a little strange to say this for me because of living in Northwest Louisiana, but I know some of you may still deal with some snow before the next month or two are over. So if you're that person, well, that's going to be very useful to you. All-wheel drive is always good for the snow, a good thing to have. Nice bright head-up display, all of that is here. All the great safety features. I'd say Nissan did a very nice job with the redesign of this Murano. And there it is, the 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum. Is it the ultimate mid-size 2-row crossover SUV? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. For those of you that want a side profile view, there you go. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Nissan for loaning me this Murano for the day so I can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.